Right, I'm doing some remodelling in my dining room, in my lounge rather. I was using this door, but there's a door on the other side of that wall, which was the door into the old dining room. So that was blocked up, and I was using this door. So I'm swapping the doors around, along with a whole load of other changes. So that door's been opened, and I've blocked up this one just with a stud wall, kind of in the doorway. There's a wooden frame, and there's a beam up the middle and a couple of cross pieces, and then plasterboard onto that. And then where there were some gaps in the plaster around it, I've just put bonding coat to fill the big holes. And then I've this big discovery here. I've PVA'd over the plasterboard and over the corner of the walls. So hopefully the plaster's going to go on a lot better than it has done in the past, because I've been plastering just without any PVA, and the water just gets sucked out of it quicker than I can look at it, and it's just so difficult to move. And I've got a trowel in one hand, or float in one hand, and a water spray in the other, just trying to keep it wet enough to actually keep moving, because the water's just getting sucked out into the wall or into the plasterboard or anywhere. However, it does actually give a really nice finish, because of the amount of work you do. It actually gives a polished finish, which is really nice, really hard, really dry. Not really dry. Really firm finish. You'll notice I built a stud wall to separate those two. I had a few problems with it, as you can see. I've filled some patches there. That was my first attempt with a speed skim, so that was my beginner's episode there. But what happens is, because of the speed skim, the surface isn't quite as solid, isn't as well pushed down as when you're polishing it again and again and again and pushing it really, really hard. It's far less tiring, it's far faster. But it needs to be painted. Whereas places where I plastered before, without any PVA, I haven't really needed to paint it, because it's been solid enough and the surface has been smooth enough that it actually holds itself. Anyway, I have painted it, but anyway, so I'm going to go mix up the plaster and come and put it on, and hopefully this will show you how to plaster a wall. So the PVA is in a mix of 3:1, so 1 part PVA, 3 parts water, and I just brushed it on with the biggest brush I could get, like a wallpaper brush. I did that yesterday. It's the day before. It's completely dry. I believe it just has to be reasonably dry. It doesn't have to. You don't have to leave it for days to dry. But it just so happens that's how long it's been. I've also, you'll notice around the edge, because it was plastered, it was skimmed up to the door when the door was put in, and what tends to happen is that the plaster tends to raise as you come towards an edge. So I've hacked back the plaster to try and get it a little bit flatter, although, to be honest, there is still a little bit of a raise as it comes towards that. So I'm going to plaster it. We'll see how it goes. I may end up having to replaster the whole wall, but I'll see what it looks like when it's done. If I have to, I have to. If I don't, then good. So yeah, that's it.